it exclusive.
I would still support his right to do it. Sorry, bro. I wouldn't go, oh, that guy needs to get beaten up, he needs to be banned, he needs to be made illegal, he needs to go to prison. I'll say, look, I disagree with you, but you have a right to do it.
No, we're not arguing about
That's
legality.
the difference.
I already know what he's doing could be deemed legal in terms of the British law. We're not arguing that. What my brother argued to you is, why are we praising the guy?
So I need to record this to see how he's in. That's so freaking.
Why are we still praising the guy? Why are we still praising the guy and taking a liking to
Actually,
him?
we'll just do for CRE for this one.
I think content over everything. I think just to clarify the perimeters of this, you're arguing two different things. You're arguing the right of free speech, and you're arguing the right to offend others. Yeah.
Which is the same
These
thing.
are slightly different.
If you have free
If you're
speech,
going
you
out
should
to
be able offend
antagonize
everyone.
people, that's different. If you're going out to express your free speech, that's different.
But you have to be able to offend
you
everyone
can express
in order
free
to have free
speech.
speech.
You can express free speech without trying to antagonize others.
Look,
Yes.
everybody can
No,
agree.
you have to be able to.
No, but
You
criticism
can't. You
is not
can't
the
not.
same
You
as
can't.
offence.
You can't not offend people if you don't have free speech.
Criticism is not the same as offence, though.
Well, they can be
offence
the
is
same.
very subjective.
Let me tell you, there's two statements, yeah? Your prophet is a paedophile. That's an offensive statement. Or you could say, your prophet slept with a 9-year-old. I disagree with that. Can you enlighten me behind the fury of that? There's two different ways of coming
you should be able to
across.
say this
No,
both.
but regardless of what he says, like what I'm saying of Tan, I'm not going into the legalities of whether he has the right to do it on the cross-British law. That's not what I'm going into. What I'm arguing is when he does say this kind of stuff, why are non-Muslims then taking that opportunity to say prophetic Tan? Oh, Tan's a nice guy. Oh, Tan's a nice guy. What agenda are they pushing?
All right. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm very straightforward.
And he used the N-word on your channel as well, right?
Look, I can't control what the man says.
Yeah.
I said to him before he come my channel, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I took that risk,
Yeah.
and so I take responsibility for that. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is that when it comes to like what's offensive, for me, him dropping the Quran on the floor to me was offensive. For me personally, yeah. And so I said to him, I can't agree with what you did. If you did it to my holy book, I would have been upset and I would have picked it up and I would have walked away with it like the way Omar done. So big up to Omar for handling it like a man and dealing with it how I would have done it. Other people should be dealing with it. Yeah.
But you know, you just said just there.
But I would have
let me
still,
just
I
pick
wouldn't
up
have
on
said to him that you can't do it.
You
I
know,
say
but-
that's your right to do it,
Yeah,
but
go
I
on.
disagree with you and I'm offended.
But you know what you just said? You just said you find disrespectful if you done it to your holy book.
Yeah.
Would you not find it disrespectful if you done it to the Holy Quran also?
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I found it offensive that he dropped it.
Okay, so
It
my
doesn't
point
matter
is,
if it's disrespectful.
yeah,
You can still do it.
even if it's under the Bible, I would still find that disrespectful, and I
That's
would
what I'm
still be
saying
on the
to you.
same
Even
vibe
when
I
I
am now.
see on his shirt, Allah is gay, my
Yeah.
gut reaction, because I believe I'm not an atheist, so when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's God, and I believe in God. So for me, it's offensive, but I give him the right to do it.
But why would you
So-
entertain him and give him
Because
a platform
if I'm
on-
being
a
honest with you,
platform
I'm going
on
to
your
say
social
something.
media?
If your faith is, I'm talking to everybody of any faith, if your faith is so weak that words and stuff like this are going to affect you, because I don't think God is worried
No, that's not
about
what I said,
Tan
that's not what
walking
I said.
about
That's not what I said.
with the Allah
we
is
ignore
gay
him.
on
We
there.
ignore him, so we're not talking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
I'm saying, would you still give him a platform, given you know what he's on now?
Yeah, I would.
Now, after all of this,
Well,
after
still
he used the
after all this.
N-word, after
Still after all this,
after
yeah.
he said he'll come on the Quran and all of those
Still,
things,
still, yeah.
I said something about you, Raj.
It doesn't. I've still said to him I don't agree with you.
I don't care if you agree. If you give him a platform,
I'm going to give you the word. I'm going to
give
give you the
someone-
most extreme example. If
But
there
why
was
would you give him a platform?
If there was a Nazi
Why would you
here,
give him a platform?
if a Nazi was here, I'd
Yeah.
let him speak. I wouldn't say you cannot speak because this is free speech in the
you
UK.
give a Nazi a platform on your channel.
Yeah, I would. I'd love to talk to Nazis. So any Nazis out there, contact me. I'd like to have a conversation. Why not? Because the thing is, the reason being is that you need to talk to people, yeah, to understand who they are. You may hate someone, but they're still a human being.
But I can't understand what
hold on,
he's
even someone like an ISIS fighter, yeah. Although I strongly disagree with what they're doing and stuff, they're still a
Okay,
human
wait,
being.
wait.
You
Can I
still,
pick up
I'm
on
just
that?
saying, I'm trying to
If
give you
someone
the
says he'll
extremes.
come on the Quran, can I understand where he's coming from? Does that give me anything to tell me my scripture?
let me say something.
It doesn't tell
Let me
me
say something.
anything.
I
It
understand.
doesn't tell me
hold on.
anything.
I understand why Muslims are upset. I'm not telling you not to be upset.
Yeah.
I'm saying you have every right to be offended.
Yeah.
I'm slightly offended that you said it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that as an individual, I still defend his right to do it. Let him show himself up. The thing about
You're
free
going off-
speech,
you're going off two different
but what I'm
things.
trying to say, when it comes to free speech, if it's a bad idea, let them talk. And let them expose themselves.
Yeah, you got to let sunlight show
Yeah?
show
So
the bad
it-
idea.
it
Otherwise,
can-
it's
it
gonna
can, yeah,
filter
you-
Tan is the
underneath.
sunlight.
What I'm saying
No,
to
you
you
got
now-
to expose all
Take those
bad
words back,
ideas.
bro.
You got to expose all
Did you
bad
just call Tan
ideas to
sunlight?
sunlight.
Light exposes
But
Yeah,
can I
exactly.
say something? Even with, all right. So let me give you let me give you an example.
Say, come in.
Come in, bro.
Come in.
Let me give you my particular example. Now I've been reading comments, even from people that
Wait,
are.
but by that
Hold
analogy,
on.
would you consider Tan sunlight?
No, like
No,
he's the bad idea. If there are bad
you
ideas,
believe
you gotta have them out in the open. You
Yeah,
can't
but I
just
mean, we're talking about
repress
Tan
them.
right now.
can't-
So
you
in that
can't-
comparison, would you consider him the
No, the sunlight is public
All
exposure.
right, so look
Public
at my
exposure.
situation here. I was part of Tangoism, yeah, one of the first apostles. Now I'm out of it. Now, why was I out of it? Because I saw him do something I couldn't agree with. And so if he'd never done that, I still would have been with that. But I'm still a friend of his. I still like him. Maybe he might not want to talk to me, but I still respect the fact that I may not agree with his methods, what he does, but I still respect the fact that, you know, he has a right to say what he wants within this area especially.
The thing is, when you say right, what do you mean?
In the sense that, look,
Define right to me, because we keep on using it, we keep going around.
do you know what? Yeah,
circles.
I have to
Define right
really, because now I'm going to say that.
I know what you're gonna go. You're gonna go British law, right?
No, because I respect my Shia bro. So normally the way I normally talk is to do say that derogatory stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
let's
So
just define right.
let me
That's
just
right,
let me
that's
just try and
respectful.
let me
Yeah,
phrase
brothers,
it
we can
respectfully.
discuss.
I know
What do you
that.
define as right?
But sometimes I have a weird
When you
sense of
keep
humour.
saying right, what do you mean?
All right, so we are in the UK, yeah.
Okay.
For one, and so the laws of what you
Laws,
call free
there we
speech.
go. I was waiting for it.
Hold on, but we
British
need to
law.
go that. We are also within Speaker's Corner, which is known for free speech.
British law.
Yeah.
We're gonna go British law, right?
So for 150 years,
Legislation, law.
What I'm saying, within this area, we know that there will be, when you walk in here, we know there will be things that we do not like. Yeah, this is not the road.
Raza, come in here, man.
Yeah. Oh, Raza.
yes.
We had a big old thing.
What's going on? What's going on?
Come, because it'll be good to have ex-Muslims as well. Come on, video vids here, man. Get video in the conversation.
You're right.
Yeah, so we're talking about.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so
Have you got the Zakir Naik outfit in your
yeah,
hand?
he's gonna come in as Zakir Naik here.
You're
So
only allowed in if you read that.
it's the same thing with the N-word. Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, it's offensive. I've actually told the guy to
So
take
let's
the video
say
down. But he had the right to say what he wanted.
If he continues to carry on saying that word on your channel, would you give him a platform to say it?
I personally would.
Sorry?
I personally would.
And
But I would make the video
so
private
you'd give him a
afterwards.
platform to use a derogatory word on maybe what 40% of the population?
Because my particular platform, I say some terrible things on my. If you watch my live stream,
Is the N word derogatory?
but it is derogatory. But I wouldn't say it myself. But I wouldn't stop him from saying it.
No. I'm not.
You
I'm
understand?
not saying stop. There's a difference between stop and giving somebody a platform to say on your social media.
Yeah,
There's two different
hold
things.
on. So I
can't stop him from saying it, but
that
I'm not giving him a platform
Just
on
so
my
that
social
you know
media.
how far I would go, yeah, in terms of free speech, I would talk to a Nazi.
No, but why
And I would
you-
allow him to say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I would question him, and I would debunk his ideas. Yeah? Because if you do not hear what they're saying, their true feelings, this is the beauty of free speech. Let people say what they truly feel, and the bad ideas can be weeded out. If it's a bad idea, it'll
Okay,
be weeded out.
let's go with that. So if somebody disagrees with you, we have a platform on social media and we can talk to him, yeah? So if I wanted to talk to Tan,
Yeah.
and he agreed to not use derogatory language, and he only used, for example, content, which we could discuss on, that's fine. Then we're
Alright.
discussing, if he says the word nigger, if he says the word derogatory terms, I can't understand what he's talking about. He's not giving me any content.
But you know when you got, all right. So
Unless he gives me content,
Hold on.
unless he gives me some sort of evidence, I can't discuss with the guy.
you have certain characters, when you get onto your channel, yeah, when I go into certain channels, when I was on Rob's channel, with Raza, I was very polite. But when you go to my channel, when I'm on my own channel, I can be a complete prick and I'm swearing and this and that, but when I was on that channel. So depending on the channel and what their restrictions are, people can comply to that. So for me, if you come on my channel, on Raj Speaker's Corner, so subscribe, sorry Leon, so Raj Speaker's Corner, say whatever you want. Yeah, I don't care. I will listen to you, I'll condemn you, I'll say this, I'll say that, but just say what you want, and that's my platform. If you go onto your platform, you
Could
may
somebody come on and disrespect Guru Nanak continuously on your channel?
Yeah, I would
Call him in the most nastiest things.
I would confront him
and
on
you
it.
wouldn't, and you wouldn't take him out of your chat.
No, I wouldn't. I'd talk to him and I'd confront him. I believe
That's
in
bad.
people.
That's
No, it's
bad.
not because
That's
my
very bad.
let me say something.
That's bad.
Before Sikhs say, "Oh, Raj," because they get quite crazy as well. If your faith is so weak that somebody saying X, Y, Z is going to make
it doesn't
you
change my mind.
Well, I'm
But
saying
you keep saying that, but it doesn't change
It
my
does.
faith.
It does make a difference
It
because my faith is strong enough that if someone says X, Y, Z, I can debunk them. Or I can just say, fair enough, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I'll move on. It doesn't affect me. And I don't think God or even your
If
holy
someone
prophet.
uses the N word, would you consider him ignorant?
Yeah, I don't like that word. I never use it.
Would you
Even when
consider
I'm,
the man who uses that word ignorant?
yeah, I would say it's a bad word.
So
And
Tan
it's-
is ignorant.
In some ways, obviously, he's not.
That's
he's
my
not
point.
perfect.
So let's my
You
point
do
is,
know.
I'm
You
not
do know
talking about
that.
legality. No,
You
let me
do know
finish.
that I don't think
Let me
Tan
finish.
is some perfect human being.
No,
He's
but
a very
you-
flawed individual.
So the guys who praise Tan, can you admit that they're wrong?
I can't say they're wrong because I'm not in their head. What is their methodology for praising?
Would you praise him?
Yeah, I do praise him for pushing free speech.
No. Content. I don't care about what his free speech is. The content of his free speech, do you respect that?
Look,
Do you respect the content of his free speech?
I don't have to. I don't always respect everything he says,
That's it.
but I give him the right to say it, and I respect the fact that he has the balls to do it. I can give him that. Yeah.
That's not bravery, it's stupidity.
It is bravery as well.
not.
You could call it
It's not.
stupidity, it could be
Stupidity.
bravery, it could be stupidity.
It's stupidity, it's not. But can you just...
That's straw money. Can we just keep out of it, please? Get that guy out, man. So,
Free speech.
free speech, you can talk. I
That's
can-
a bit of
but-
that's irony, isn't it?
But free speech,
but he can't have what he wants to
free
say.
speech, I could ignore him though.
Yeah.
That's the whole beauty
You
of
said
it.
get out of here.
No, I said I'm not. All right, I'll rephrase that. I don't want to listen. I'm not going to listen.
Yeah, get Tan out your
I'm
platform.
not listening. So the thing is, no, what are you telling me to get Tan out my platform for? Who are you? You're crazy. Look at it. Yeah. So the thing
What
is,
I'm saying is, if we don't, I don't respect what the guy's saying, and I would expect. I already know what he's on.
Yeah.
I would expect normal guys who are.
oh Raza,
atheists-
you're going to be beefing with me again. Like,
Nah,
on that day.
no beef,
You were
man. Come on,
crazy.
It was
never
no
that,
beef.
man.
I
Never
thought he
that.
was like you, and then he was on the live stream going mad.
No, but
I was expecting Shia BladeRunner.
like you expecting that calm,
Calm, and I
relax.
was like,
The crowd's
alright.
getting thrown.
I
And
even
we're
did
like,
the
we all
old-
love each other.
I
that
even
one,
did the
yeah.
old big up Shias just to kind of get
Just
him ingratiated.
them ones.
Did it work? Did it work?
This side didn't work.
Did it
This
work?
side.
Did it
Where
work?
is that putter? Where is he?
Oh, Tan.
Yeah.
He was here earlier. He's come back at 4 o'clock.
Bemore?
Let me just
Keeps you updated, yeah.
let me just say something. He's not going to be attacking Islam today. So you
Today,
having a reprieve.
today,
Yeah.
Today.
So he's got other people he's going for, including myself and other people. So his kind of plan is a little
I'm
bit
gonna say
more
one
wider.
thing. As a Sikh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go direct to you now.
Yeah.
As a Sikh, Sikhism, from what the Sikhs I know and from what the Gurus taught,
Yeah.
it's about protecting humanity, bro.
Yeah.
You lot were the first ones who stand for oppression. That's oppression.
All right, let me say something. I'm not a good person. I'm not a good Sikh, and I'm a terrible representation for Sikhs. So before anyone starts saying Raj is a representation, I'm
you're
not.
not. No, I get that.
Hold on, I'm not a good person. So to put that on me is not going to work with me.
So I can't say be good to you.
No, what I can say to you is that I got my own problems here, and I got my own issues. I'm not a practicing Sikh in that sense. When I am, I won't be on COE. I'll be at home praying.
Yeah.
So
But you know, but just
what I'm trying to say is
just-
don't try and put that kind of, so ignore that.
No,
what
but in
you
terms of
just
your
said,
content,
Oh,
you believe what you're doing.
ignore
is right.
anything good.
Don't worry,
You
ignore
don't-
that. No, you can say it, but what's going to happen, you're trying to like put this kind of like a tint on me. You're trying to put me on a pedestal, which I'm not.
But not your
No,
personal
no,
life.
I'm
what
just
you
saying
stand for.
Sikhism.
But
yeah.
I do not
That
represent.
buggery stands
but
for
what's
that.
yeah, I know, but I am at a stage like everyone's on a journey. For me, I'm no way near where I should be. Yeah, so I'm still a flawed individual, and obviously, yeah. So I'm on my own journey. If I was a real Sikh, I wouldn't be in COE. I wouldn't be on here. I'd be at home.
No, Sikhs and praying come to the park as well, bro.
They don't.
Because I'm not
Let me tell you
come
something.
out.
Let me tell you something. Do
Yeah, the basics are the
hold on.
process,
Do you
yeah.
know basics of Sikhi? Yeah.
Yeah,
They do not come here. Why have they stopped coming?
because of the whole.
Because they said it's bakwas. It's rubbish.
Yeah, we get told that as well.
So I've spoken to them. They're never going to come back because Bhai Jagdar, our respected Bhai Jagdar, he passed away. He said it's a waste of time down here. No offense. So me coming down here, a lot of Sikhs say to me, "Don't come," but I love the aggro, so I turn up.
Yeah.
No offense, man. I'm just like that. So I am not a representation of what a Sikh should be. So let's get
Would
off
you
that.
say,
Yeah.
no, but you were trying to say
quickly dismiss
representation.
that nicely, not even
representation-
mention that whole.
Let's go on to the
So
next
your
thing.
stance regarding Tan isn't what the true principles of Sikhs demonstrate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I
That's bad.
Uncle, man, easy, uncle, man.
I'm not talking
He always murks me,
I know
man.
you've had bad
What do you say?
Yeah, uncle with that like children.
Yeah, so I think sometimes how the Muslims scarred you, however, be it physically or spiritually,
Yeah.
I think sometimes you allow your judgment
Yeah.
to overcloud.
Yeah, of
what's-
course,
what's
I'm a human
right.
being.
And I don't blame you for
Yeah.
that. You understand?
Yeah, I'm a human being,
But
so
whatever's right is right
of course my kind of thought process is skewed by my experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah,
As
So
is mine, as
I
is
know
mine.
that. So when I look at
As
things,
is mine.
I try to look at it more in a kind of like a holistic, kind of more impartial view. So when I saw the Quran dropped on the floor, what I said to
Did it
myself
hurt you?
was,
Did it hurt you?
it hurt me when I put myself in the position of it was a Guru Granth Sahib, and I could empathise then. Like, all right, this is why you would be upset.
Would the Guru be happy?
No one would be happy with the scriptures on the floor. Nobody.
The Guru's built mosques as well. by
But
the way.
Guru
of course.
protecting mosques.
So the thing is that it's not about whether we are offended. I would be offended. I'd be angry. I'd be upset. I'd probably get quite volatile.
The guy handled it quite well, to be honest.
So Omar, big up to Omar. Normally I'm always.
he handled it well, he
I'm
handled
sorry
it
I
well,
called
yeah.
him Rat Boy. Just so everyone knows, Rat Boy.
Oh
Oh my God, his uncle's here again. Can you take him away?
No, none of that.
I haven't seen him for like 7 months, and now he's seen me on camera again. I'm not standing in the. He thinks I've still been talking for 7 months, non-stop. I'm in the same spot. Uncle G, I was at home for a long time. I didn't come.
Go on his live show. Go on his live show.
Yeah, we'll get him on a live show. I'll get you on.
He seems to have all the nuts on it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had a few. We'll get you some of you guys on it. So, in terms of this year,
He went over. Can I speak?
Yeah.
He went over the line, and he's been trying to antagonize it. It's not really going to work because I'm going to ignore the guy.
Yeah.
But the point is, he wants a reaction, so that something happens, and then they go Muslims are extremists. I'm not dumb. I know the game, but the game is.
So prove him wrong then.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do that. I'm ignoring, but I'm still going to be vocal.
I
and say
don't
he's wrong,
have.
right?
No offense. The Shias are not going to do nothing, but let's see what the Sunnis do. I'm not.
No, but it's not even about. I don't want to. I don't even want to.
No, it is. It is. In the
No, the
terms
actions of Omar, he was a
in
Sunni.
in
I
terms
respect him for that.
Yeah, Sunni, look at Omar.
Omar,
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
been hanging around with you lot.
I'm going to respect him for that.
He's been hanging around with you lot.
No, we don't know.
No,
We don't know.
Completely
Omar, man.
independent, mutually
Alright, so
exclusive.
let's go out this Sunni and the Shia. 'cause I know what
leave
that
it,
is.
yeah, leave it.
Everybody's upset about it. And I understand why you're upset. I would be upset. And when I saw it, I even said to Tan, I don't agree with what you did, but I defend your right to not be harmed or put away or to be penalised.
I don't believe you should be harmed either, so you're agreeing with me here.
Well, would you
My
want it
point
to be
is that-
illegal?
Sorry?
Would you want it to be a punishable offence by the law?
A punishable offence by the law. I believe what he's doing can create a lot of negative
Yes, so-
externalities,
but-
and it could lead to a lot of violence.
So you'd want him punished by the law for dropping the Quran?
I would want to reprimand his free speech to be restricted, yeah.
All right,
In
so
that regard.
this is
In
where
that regard,
this is where we differ
don't-
because how would you restrict his freedom of speech? You would have to do something legally.
Yep.
Maybe with maybe even a custodial sentence or something, or some kind of fine.
By principle, would you allow?
You want to bring in blasphemy laws?
No, of course, that's completely.
That's kind of
completely
what you're
separate.
saying.
No, it's not.
Because
I said it wasn't
saying,
allowed.
Stop there.
He's saying, screw Islam.
What's the
or,
decon?
stop the carnage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
he's one of those guys, man.
I was there at
No,
the
but what is apostasy
Are
mean?
You Beachbody Ready
Apostasy laws,
protest yesterday.
head over the Trump balloon as well?
Are you quite anti-Trump as well, or is it only Sadiq Khan?
Well, not really.
When Trump put him, did you wear a t-shirt for him as well?
Funny, but not the Trump one.
Yeah, but I'm a populist.
Rog,
That's
Yeah.
fine.
if someone come and done something similar to the Guru Granth Sahib,
Nobody at the Sunni
would you still hang on to your principle? I'm just saying if you're consistent.
Yeah, there was a few.
This is how I would have handled it.
You might be offended, but you still say you have a right to do it.
This is how I would have handled it. I would have handled it exactly like Omar.
Yeah.
So big up to Omar again. I've given him 1 month. I've given him 1 month reprieve that I won't say anything to him bad.
Yeah, no.
But you
So-
also said you
because
give
I think he's I think he's handled it.
I'm not
very
saying about the way he
well.
handled it. I'm saying your principle of him being allowed to do it. That's what
Yeah, I would still say he'd be allowed to do it.
If you're consistent in it.
Yeah, I would
He
still.
said he'll give him a platform on his social media.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
would
but he's saying that
on his
the
YouTube.
I would
John Side
still
was dropped.
allow
Yeah,
to do
even
it.
then,
But every
you would allow
time
him
he
to come
done
onto his
it,
channel.
but every
He's
time
been consistent. He's been
every time he done it, I would pick it up and walk away with it. He'd buy a new one, I'd pick it up and walk away with it. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even. I would just leave him.
So you'll be consistent.
So
in that.
with this is the difference with me. I can be the problem.
But
with
he's
the-
not a nice guy.
Look,
He's wrong for doing it, right?
all right.
Would
He's
you
wrong
say he's
for
wrong
doing that. It doesn't mean
not
he's
British
not.
law. Let's not go
Hold
to
on.
law. Let's not go to legalities.
He's
Would he be wrong
you
for doing
cannot
it?
judge a whole person's character by a couple of actions.
couple is
Yeah,
like
no,
every week this guy.
that's a very strong action.
Because
Yes, I
because
can.
the thing is, you only know him as a kind of like a very kind of like a character.
That's what he portrays himself as.
I know
Of
because
course I'm
you,
going to judge him
no.
on that.
So with me, I know him slightly differently. I've seen a different side to him that I know. So I've seen the human side to him. So I'm going to obviously be a little bit
it's
more.
because Connor's inhuman.
Let's just say
It's
here.
his troll, isn't it? He's
Here,
a
I
troll.
didn't say that.
Here it's like
So
a
I
character.
think Connor's inhuman, and outside of speakers Connor's
Here
human.
it's like a character.
He's a
becomes a
troll.
genre
That's
here.
what it
He
is.
becomes
It's
a
a
gunman
character.
over here.
But when you sit down with someone and you're sitting in a silence in a McDonald's and you're talking, that person is not going to be
I'm sure if I
behaving
spoke
the
to
same way.
if you spoke to a lot of dictators, they'll probably speak to you normally in a McDonald's and stuff. I'm talking about here when the whole world's watching you, bro.
What I'm saying is a lot of people here that I strongly hate.
Does he
him.
lose the accent
Let me
outside
tell
of
you-
Speaker's Corner?
Let me tell you who I
Does
like.
he lose the accent outside of Speaker's Corner?
He starts talking like
He
a
speaks in a
yardie.
proper British accent.
He starts
outside
talking like a
Speaker's Corner.
yardie.
As soon as he walks
When
out.
is his visa finishing, bro? Hopefully they send him
He's
back.
going to be gone soon,
He's
man.
not even
so
British, he's
don't
not even
worry.
from here,
Don't
bro.
worry, he'll be gone
Why
soon.
talking about British culture? He's not even from here.
But can I ask you, why is he affecting the Muslim community this much?
Why do
The
you think,
wa-
Rod?
The way,
Rod, why do you think?
No, no,
Well, let me just say something. One of the ways to kind of like take the wind out of his sails is to just ignore the guy.
That is,
Yes,
well,
we are doing that.
we have been
But
there,
there's other
behind
guys
the limit,
at
right?
Speaker's Corner which give him a
But,
content,
hold
a
on, so
platform on his social
do
media.
you agree with
That's
that?
why he's gotten
But
big.
do you
Raj.
agree? Oh, let me,
Yeah, you're
let me-
giving him
That's
platform.
why he's gotten big.
All right, so now
Because other guys are giving him a
so
platform on social
now
media.
you've
Because people
roasted.
scream come at him and attack him.
That's
yeah,
one.
no.
That's also one. That's also
right,
one.
yeah, you're right,
True.
yeah.
That's
So,
true.
you know
It's
what's
true,
Muslims
it's true.
rise to the bait.
No, it's true. It's both.
That's
It's both.
my
It's multiple
problem.
factors.
It's an
multiple
emotional
factors.
Have you ever
But that's
been-
one of them.
You understand, like when people surround you and they start heckling and say, it is a very hostile environment where you
Yeah.
start becoming.
I've
Why are you
experienced
doing Roger?
Yeah,
Why?
you've experienced
he knows-
it.
I have
but
experienced
why
it.
are you
Issa
doing that?
experienced
Yeah,
it. And
I've experienced
I've seen this COE video about them condemning Issa about always being aggressive. I'm always aggressive because I get people coming up to me like 10 times a day say, I come from Birmingham and you're a
Where is
CUNT.
that guy, man?
So what I do is I roast them. And then I look like the bad guy. And the reason I roast them, is because I want everyone else to see that if you come up to me, I'm gonna roast you. And that's a way of a defense mechanism. And Tan is also like that as well. You know, he can't just be like a meek little Tan
but you know-
to get his
okay,
message
let
across.
me be
Can
consistent.
he, imagine if Tan come in and he was like a very quiet guy. Would you listen to him? Or why are you listening? Because he's very in your face and he's very volatile.
Okay, let me ask you one thing. When someone acts, so we've got two aspects here. You mentioned a good thing. How the Muslims behave towards him and what he does.
Yeah.
So we've got how he acts and then how people act back.
Yeah.
So we've got, so the originator of the action is him,
Yeah.
and then how people react to it is obviously wrong. So the way they surround him and all that, obviously that's wrong. But what I'm trying to say is, what both sides, so you're trying to say what we should be doing is ignoring him, true? We agree?
Yeah.
Cool. Now I'm going to say what your side should be doing. Your side shouldn't be promoting it. You should be leaving him as well. Are you leaving him?
No, but what?
That's true.
No, stop.
hold on,
Understand what I'm
it's
saying,
true,
understand what I'm
it's
saying,
true,
Rog.
it's true.
But that's asking me to disassociate with an individual that I get along with.
No, but no,
you,
but Rog.
hold on, you lot may not get along with it.
Let's not get along. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But we're not talking about getting along then.
What I'm saying, that's your prerogative.
Listen.
Like, but when you're telling people you can't chat to X, Y, Z,
No, I'm saying don't talk to him.
there are people here that are ideologically hate. Yeah, people like Muhammad Taweed and them lot. But there are people in this park, that are good mates with him. Yeah? Yeah. Good mate. Where's the pictures? I'm only joking. But he's good mates with him, yeah? So the thing is that I can't tell people to not talk Muhammad
No,
Taweed.
you see,
It's the same way you can't tell me
You
to
conflated it with
talk
talking.
to
You conflated it with talking.
Yeah.
Smartly. I never said talking. I said when we're leaving the guy alone, and then you've got the other side saying pro-Tan stuff, promoting him, or saying he's a good guy. I like
Tan.
what he does.
Prophet Tan.
Prophet Tan. I'm saying why is the
That's
other
like a
side?
YouTube thing,
No,
isn't it?
but it's but the trolls. Why are people liking this behavior? They like this behavior.
All right, I'm
There's
gonna
a- no, let me finish. There's a difference between us not leaving him, which is the right thing to do. I agree on that. But from the other side, why are you man promoting him?
All right.
Answer.
The reason why Tan is so liked by a lot of people is because
By one group of people.
quite a lot of people. He's poking a lion, which is you guys.
What normally happens when you
And most people are too intimidated to poke that lion. And so a lot of people respect him for the fact that he has a gut, whether you agree with it or not, to poke the lion. And he is then pushing free speech. He is basically exposing how robust free speech is in the UK and at Speaker's Corner.
When they go to the N-word, so
Do you
Yeah, yeah,
respect
so-
Hitler for poking the lion?
I poke the lion all the time, so I've got to
But Hitler
respect
poked the lion.
I do that as well, so
killed,
I can't.
killed many
I
people.
don't do it as much because I still got restrictions as somebody who's not an atheist. So
you can't. But you know, there's one thing that you do. You allow him to do it, and then you're like, well, but I disagree. If you're free speech, if you're saying free speech,
No, but
if you're saying free speech
Yeah.
all across the board,
Hold on,
you
this
can't
is-
say do it and then say,
this
well, I
is
condemn it.
where I think, no offense to Muslims, but I think your brain is wired slightly differently. Don't take offense. And the reason
I'm sure
being
a lot of
is-
Sikhs are as well, don't
no.
worry.
The reason,
Sikhs probably, if a Sikh was there next to me, you'd be backing him,
hold
but yeah, go
on.
ahead.
Not all Sikhs like me, obviously. I don't really care. I'm
no,
not
but
here,
I'm
I'm
saying
not
on
here
the
to be
free
liked.
speech issue, yeah.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is that I think your brains are wired slightly differently through your religious indoctrination as you're growing up.
Respecting it. Yeah.
Hold on,
I'd say
hold
the
on.
same thing about
So
Christianity.
what
Everyone who
happens?
I'd say the
respects
same
their
thing
religion,
about
everyone who
anyone who
respects
Dude,
respects
chuck
religion.
a Bible on the floor and there wouldn't be a Christian would just walk by.
Well,
You-
I'm a Christian. I'd
Oh,
be
maybe
slightly
he would.
offended.
He's a Punjabi
Yeah,
as well, though,
thank
so
you.
they're hot.
So what are we? What are we?
We're Punjabi now. We're all hot.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's separate.
Oh, okay, the argument. You see the argument? He goes,
That was so
he's
biased.
Punjabi, that's separate.
Even Punjabi is hot-headed.
We're all
Come on,
hot-headed,
your free
man.
speech gone now.
Punjabis are special,
But I'm saying
right?
Punjabis are most of them are hot-headed, man, because
Most
you know,
Punjabis are
obviously with the
Sikhs now.
Christians, but even a Christian Punjabi or Hindu Punjabi, is more hot-headed than say a normal. No offense, dude.
That's a good answer.
He's not wrong,
Good
man.
answer.
Yeah.
You meet a Gujarati.
Good answer.
Meet a
Because
Gujarati.
you're
Hindu-
Punjabi, you're separate, you're special.
Meet a Gujarati. Hold on. Meet a Gujarati Christian and then meet a Punjabi Christian. You'll see the difference.
Well, okay, then that's it.
It's just the temperament of the Punjabi people.
Okay,
it's as
so-
simple as that. It's not bad or good.
okay.
I mean, why did
I'm
you attribute his opinion straight to Punjabis?
Because I said the reason he would probably react is because he's Punjabi, not because he's
But a lot of
Christian.
Punjabis like you won't either.
Yeah, maybe. Hold on. So let's get back on track.
Because, yeah,
here.
let's just ignore that, yeah.
Let's get back on track, yeah.
So the thing is that What was he talking about?
Why have you become his lawyer? Let him come.
Now, what is the topic again?
The topic was
Go on.
basically, if what I'm saying is our side ignores it,
Yeah.
your side promotes it.
Yeah.
Your side promotes it, then you gave the example of prodding a lion. So what I'm saying is, stop prodding the lion and leave us alone and let us enjoy it. Let us do our own thing. He does his own
But do
thing.
you not see how that is like a slippery slope?
Wow.
Like, because if we leave, look, all right, so give an example. The guy that was over there.
And by the way, we haven't discussed the
Hold on.
N-word yet. We haven't discussed the N-word.
Oh, no,
Because he went to that as well. No, don't.
Why am I getting chucked with that one? So over there.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, all right. So,
Why wouldn't you?
so over there, yeah, the guy last.
Is that video deleted?
The
Is that
guy,
video deleted?
I told him to put it on private.
Why?
Why?
Because
Excellent. Free
I
speech.
personally didn't like the word, so I said to.
So we don't like when the Quran's falling on the floor.
Yeah, but you don't. You can put your video on private then.
Oh, Raza's
why?
nice.
You can put the
Free
video on
speech, bro,
private.
free speech.
You can put the video on
You can
private.
just say I condemn him the way you condemn this.
Yo, no, this is what you were saying. All right, so let's go back. I said,
Do you respect his right to say it? Do you respect his right
Let's
to
go
say it?
back.
You're gonna say yeah.
Hold on. No, I need to go back to my train of thought.
Honestly, let
Let me go back to it.
My Jedi might come
Muslims'
alive.
brains are wired differently, when it comes to kind of temperament in terms of religion. Now, you could take that as a good thing or a bad thing. You love your religion to such a degree that you become irrational. No offense.
In your
No,
view.
but respecting the Quran,
In
how is that
No,
irrational? Everyone respects the religion.
irrational.
In your view, go on.
Yeah, to me, it looks irrational. So what's happening is that I generalize a lot.
Would you say that about us?
I think you should say
that
laws
speaking- By the way we acted, would you say that about us?
No, not you. Look,
That's fine, let's talk about us.
I don't like to say the Shias.
No,
I
but
don't
let's just
wanna
talk
cause
about
a
let's
division.
just talk about us in particular.
Shia's brains are wired slightly differently.
But we still don't like it, bro. We still don't like it.
But what I'm saying
Every
is
Muslim
that,
don't like that,
what I'm saying is this: there was no Shias going over there that there might be an ISIS terrorist attack. There was no Shias online going, oh, we're going to come to Speaker's Corner and we might bust up Tan. There was threats after threats here to the police, and I guarantee you, most of them are not Shias. So
No, but let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw that video, my blood, like I burnt.
Yeah, no.
When I saw that video, I burnt. So I wasn't there. That's why Omar, I respect the way he handled it. And like everyone keeps saying, as a Sunni, leave all that. The point is he handled himself. What I'm saying, Raj, is from the other side, you're telling us to leave it, which we do. Why don't you not leave and stop promoting him?
Oh, hold on.
You're not answering that.
Let me say, we're going to go back to your brains are wired differently. I like saying that. So the Muslim brains are wired differently. Yeah?
But I want to, you know when you said...
You're making me say it 50
No,
times.
it's not that. It's not that. You said you were willing to allow Tan to test the bounds of free speech. Let me finish. Now, I want to test your bounds.
Yeah.
You stopped at the N-word, but you allowed him to talk shit about the Quran, right?
Yes.
Where do you stop?
Where
do you stop?
For me personally, the N-word, I don't even like people saying it in songs. I don't like people saying it in X, Y, Z.
Answer my question, Raj. Answer my question.
No, but I'm showing my particular boundaries.
Yeah, go on.
Even when I see black people calling themselves it, I don't think it's right personally.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
when Tan said it, I look back at it in context.
And it was very nasty.
And it was in a
very
derogatory
nasty. It was
way.
very
It
nasty,
wasn't
yeah.
in a.
It wasn't in a, yeah, cool,
like,
yeah.
like COE, the way he calls
It wasn't
COE.
that. It was. You said it right.
Yeah.
It was in a derogatory
He was in
way.
a derogatory way where he was trying to put a man down. So when I re-listened to it, I was like, all right, I'm not happy with it. I'd still let him say it, and I'd let him come back on my show and say it again.
They just privatise.
But I'll put it on private just out of respect.
Why is that same respect not for our book? Hold on.
Respect.
Why is that same respect for our book?
Honestly,
No, a second. Why is that same respect for not for our book?
All right, let me just say something. Hold on, no. I need to disclose.
Your gurus respected Islam, bro.
Hold on.
Respect your gurus. Respect your gurus, bro.
Obviously, I am a human being and I have hypocrisies and I have flaws.
No, you can't just keep
But
saying
no,
that.
I'm just saying, hold on.
Say it was
It
hypocritical.
is to a certain degree. But
Okay,
can I
yeah,
say
fair
something? The
enough.
channel
He
was not
admitted
my...
it, he admitted
Hold
it.
on.
I
The
respect
channel
that,
was
go on.
not... The channel was not my channel. And he would
Nice cop that.
No, because I can't get Google Hangouts on mine, yeah? So I had to get it on Manny Cinder's channel, and Manny Cinder didn't want to strike. And so I said to not have a strike, put it on private.
No, but that's not the reason.
So,
You said out of respect.
you just
yeah,
said
and
out
out
of
of respect, out of respect
So
as
why
well.
not the same for our book?
But if it was on my channel, I would have left it
But
up.
Raj, you said
would've.
something. You said something that I'm
No,
not gonna
no,
let.
no,
You said
I
something
swear
that.
to God,
Raj, Raj, we can conclude what you just said. It was hypocritical for you to do it for Islam, but not to do it for Tan, but not do it for Islam.
Yeah, I mean,
Hypocritical.
look,
For the black people.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody is perfect. Obviously, I'm not.
Yeah.
So obviously, I will be.
It was wrong.
You're sensible.
I
You know
will
when
be
you say-
contradicting myself sometimes
when
and
you-
being
but-
hypocritical.
No, but you know when you say
sometimes.
stuff like that, yeah, we're all prone to sin. You're a sensible guy, bro. Your intellect is not restricted by Islam, remember? You're the smart one, we're dumb.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said your
Yeah,
brain-
yeah. So you're
your
the
brain
smart
is
one.
wired
So you
differently.
should be able to wire it and say, hold on, bro, I'm gonna respect and stop doing this.
All right, so let me explain to people my particular view on free speech because it may not be the same as everybody else's, so you understand. I believe that I'm a free speech absolutist up to the point, yeah, where you're inciting violence.
Okay, we're
Yeah?
signing violence.
All right,
needs
so
to
let
end
me.
with,
So when you citing violence, I'm talking about if I said,
I'll release your
go
address
go
and
and
stuff
kill
and that,
those
yeah.
people and beat them up, that's
Yeah.
inciting violence. Now, someone chucking the Quran on the floor is more subjective. So one man might see that like Omar and just pick it up. Another man might kick him in the face.
But you know what? But can I argue that point? I
No,
actually
but
mean
let
what-
me
Yeah, go on,
just
finish,
carry on
finish,
my
go
narrative about free
Yeah,
speech.
go on.
So for me, a free speech absolutist doesn't mean I don't get offended. I think people need to really understand this. It doesn't mean I don't get offended. What it means is that I don't want it to be illegal to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be beaten up doing X, Y, Z. I don't want people fined for doing X, Y, Z. Do I agree with them doing it? I can say to you, Tan, oh, I strongly disagree with you chucking the Quran on the floor. But you have a right to do it without being penalised by the law or being beaten up.
By the law, we already know what it is.
Yeah,
but
so
we keep going
can
around
you
in
not-
circles.
But by the law, is it as black and white? Is the law not like? Does the law allow you to do that?
That's what the law should be. You
No,
should
no, no,
have
shit.
free
What is the law like that
you should
right
have
now?
free
What is the law right now?
What is it?
Yeah,
In
at
the
moment-
UK, it's somewhat
So it's not
missed.
exactly. This is important. Then.
Yeah,
The law is not what they
So
say.
I don't agree with the UK law.
They want it to be like that. In the
what
same
is it
way,
then?
let me finish.
So there
In
is
the
some-
same
there
way
is
we want it
some
to be respected.
restrictions.
Yeah.
They're saying it should be free.
Changed.
Free.
Free.
So we're both
Free,
basically
yeah.
not agreeing on the law.
Yeah.
Because so the
we
law doesn't
both-
support you right now.
I
Basically.
don't know, but if Tan had done something wrong, he would have been locked up by now.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes it's a bit loose. Like
It's a bit of a loophole.
So
like,
yeah, I know.
like,
So
really fast.
this is the reason why people like Tan, because they see him pushing the boundaries of free speech and free expression.
That's not free. You
No,
can't
hold
keep
on.
saying that.
Whether you like that or not, that's what other people see. I'm saying
Is
what
this free speech only
I'm
by
saying.
Islam?
Hold on. I'm saying what they about Islam. You can't go away from the fact that the most irritable people are Muslims.
No, in this
If you
park
wanna-
it might be. In this
if you
park
wanna-
it might be.
if you wanna-
In this park it might be.
If you want to,
Nah,
if
you
you want
can't
to
make
get,
them
generalize.
oh,
You
of
can't make
course,
that
worldwide. Don't just
Nah,
face like
nah,
maybe
nah,
not the Shias, but the Sunnis.
No, they're not.
But
They're not.
if you want to
No, no,
poke
no,
the
no.
line here, there's no point people poking the Christian line. He'll
No,
probably just
man.
purr.
No, no.
If you,
We've-
so
we've got-
George
sorry,
Bush
sorry.
killed millions
So-
of
oh
people
my
in,
I like this guy.
in the Middle East because God told him. That's his own
He's
words.
Antifa probably.
Oh,
He has an
George
excuse
Bush.
for everything but Islam.
Excuse for everything but Islam.
Everything but
He's
Islam.
Punjabi.
He's Punjabi. He's this. He's this.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
You know, you were saying that you support free speech up to the point.
Of inciting violence.
Can you elaborate on that? Inciting
So
violence?
someone could say, like Tanya, I didn't agree when he said this, and he said, I want to reduce the Muslim population from 1.5 billion to 15,000 or whatever he said. Yeah.
For genocide.
So no.
Yes.
So
do-
when he said I want to reduce the population,
Gonna do some mad
hold
interpretation.
on. So legally, I even checked with the police. He done nothing illegal. What he, how you? All right,
You don't
so
care about the law though.
Hold on.
You care about your
I'm-
principle.
Hold on.
What's your interpretation of it?
So for me, when I saw it, he was going to apostate everybody. I never saw violence in that.
But can you see? We can see that.
Hold on.
right.
Hold on.
Most people wouldn't see that.
You see that?
Most
Maybe
people
you
wouldn't
don't
see
know
that.
him, but you don't know him though.
It's not that apparent. It's not that apparent.
But the thing is, what I'm
It's a
saying,
secondary argument.
you don't know him. So when I see someone I know saying something, I want to have a different
God
view
is
on
giving
it.
those Sufi interpretations.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
If you hold on.
Your opinion
So
subjective.
when
hang on.
hold on. So
What's
when
the
I heard
implication?
it,
Most people don't know
so
him.
you think he wants to
What's the
kill?
implication of
You
that
think he
gonna
wants to
be?
kill Muslims to
not
go
the
from
best judge of
1.5
him
million
if you know
to
him.
15,000?
How else says he
How
want to
else
reduce
is
the
he gonna do
population of a certain group?
And if he then says he wants to make everyone into apostates, is that violence?
That's different.
Say that.
But he said reduce the population.
So you can reduce the. Oh, sorry, no.
He's
I
given-
wanna
he's
reduce
given
Islam.
Darwin.
No, he wants to
You can
reduce
reduce the
Islam.
population by changing
No,
their
sorry, he
beliefs.
didn't say people said Islam.
Right.
Yeah, Islam is an ideology.
He's fairly close
From
to the
one
line
point-
there,
yeah,
I'd
very
say,
close.
in
So
terms
I did
inciting
I did
violence.
say the only reason.
What else is it? What else? As in, I can't play that game. Everyone knows it, but Raj is gonna be
I
like.
the same conclusion.
You're saying that's because they know him.
No, but other people have listened to the same conversation, including the police, and said he hasn't crossed the line. Everyone
I don't know, man.
But the thing is, we're talking about.
It's like when I say, imagine me saying, imagine me saying this. I'm going to drag Tan out of the park.
I would
But what I
ask you,
really mean
if
about, I want to
someone
drag his
said-
ideology
someone
outside of the
said-
park.
Long
Long
Someone said,
interpretations,
I want
man.
to reduce the population of C from 30
In a wheelbarrow, that's
In a
ensuring
wheelbarrow,
he doesn't
in a wheelbarrow.
come to any injuries.
In a dream, Inception.
Well, he was giving me justifications. He goes, when Tan threw the Quran on the floor, Tan meant,
by converting
I'm bigger than that. I care about the meaning. I don't care about the words. He started giving them next interpretations,
That's
bro.
not the first
So,
meaning.
so hold on. That's one of the most extreme ones that we can use as a real life experiment. Let's go, woman.
When Tan made his
hold on.
statement,
So
did you say
hold on. Let me just finish
Did
the
you say
conversation.
how?
Hold on. Yeah, I did afterwards.
On the
And he
recording.
said, not on the recording because I wasn't there.
So what did he say?
Well, he said by apostating or converting to tangoism.
He needs to say that.
Tangoism wasn't even there yet.
So hold on.
Tango wasn't there yet.
He then, yeah. Now, in terms of that, I asked the police, has he crossed that line? The police said no, because he did not say how he was going to reduce them.
Okay, wait a second.
So that is the law.
All right, cool.
Now,
No, but we don't care about the law.
Hold on. We do care about
You
the law.
don't, because you have your own principles.
I do.
Your principles are the law.
No, my principles are I'm within the law, but I do want to
You're free
change
speaking.
it.
So we can't use the
You
law.
shouldn't
So
care
I don't
about the
agree
law.
with the law. I don't think it's
It means according to him.
So
According to
hold
his
on.
principles.
But the difference is here, look, now if Tan had said this, I want to reduce the population of Muslims from 1.5 billion to 115,000 by killing them, that is incitement to violence, outright. And that would cross the line of what I think is beyond free speech.
You said that you wanted to change the law.
Dude, I'm not talking to you, man.
But you just said it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
I'm talking
Get your
to
hand
you.
off me, man.
What are you gonna do?
Because you're the guy that's standing in front of me last week.
Calm down.
You're trying to block my way.
You want to change the
Don't
law?
touch me,
So how are
man.
you going to change the law, Raj?
I'm not talking to you.
How are you going to change the law?
Not talking to you.
There you go.
You can't try and
Why
bully
would you
me.
edit,
You can't try and bully
you
me with
edit-
Tawweed the
you-
other week, yeah?
So
And
what?
then
He's
come
my
up to me
brother, so
touching
what?
my shoulder.
I don't care.
You're
You are a
mad.
snake. I was
You're
saying to
mad.
you
You're
in
mad.
your face,
I'm just
everyone.
ignoring him. So let's talk.
No,
Nah, it's cool, bro. It's cool. We're
He's
talking.
taking a picture of Mohammed Tawweed and editing it. Yeah?
Yeah.
He's editing certain things and making him radical, but he's not. I've spoken to him.
Tawweed, I hate Christmas. Down with the kafar. Sharia's
No,
over the Constitution. Not radical.
But if you know
Come
the
on,
knowledge
come
about
on.
Christmas, then
Did
you
I?
understand. Yeah, it's a
When he
pagan
says, yeah,
festival
when he
and what?
says the Constitution, yeah, the Sharia
like
is over
that,
the
yeah.
Constitution. Is that radical or not? Tell me.
Your prophet
You
said.
Is that
understand-
radical or not?
Do you understand what
What the
Christmas
Nabi
is?
said.
It's a pagan
Your prophet
festival.
said.
What is he saying? Well, if he's saying the truth, then what?
What the Nabi
But
said.
it's okay
Can we
when
carry on?
Yam
'Cause he's
talks
gonna.
about Islam
I'm ignoring this
and
dude.
all
I'm
that.
ignoring
It's
this
okay,
dude.
though,
Yeah?
yeah?
I'm ignoring this
It's
dude.
fine.
Because
It's
he's
fine.
Tawweed's bodyguard.
It's fine. It's not about
Tawweed's bodyguard.
bodyguard. I like
Tawweed's
his
lapdog.
bodyguard.
Tawweed's
No,
lapdog.
let's not use
What do you
that.
mean
Let's not do
lapdog?
that.
You're a lapdog. You stood in
Whatever.
front of me.
What, I'm gonna-
You stood in front of me trying to
I
stop
don't
me
care.
recording, trying to bully me. You're mad.
No one's trying to bully you.
No one's stopping me
Leave it.
recording.
Leave
No
that
one's
stuff
stopping
out, bro. We're having
recording
a
me.
discussion, man. We get
You don't
Tawweed.
want to talk to you.
No, to be honest, we can have a discussion Tawweed another time, but right now I don't want to entertain that.
let's-
guy.
let's-
I get where you're coming from.
Talk
but
about
we-
time right now, because
talk about
what he
time.
done about the Quran. You know, he threw the Quran discussing this, because he threw the Quran on the floor. This is bigger than anything.
Oh, no. Can I say something, COE? Tan's going to do his little announcement, yeah? We could talk afterwards.
Oh, you
What?
got
Why-
to
why-
back in
Of
it.
course, man.
See, that's
You
what
see what I mean?
but
The
this is
whole thing. You see the whole thing.
I
goes-
want to hear it, dude.
Really?
I want to hear
If
it.
you knew he was going to be talking about bad about Guru Nanak, would you stay there and listen
I
to
would
it?
still listen to it. I'll condemn him.
Allow
though.
that, man. Allow that, man.
What do you want me to do? You
Allow
want me
it.
to kill him?
Apparently, it's not about Islam.
But do you want me to kill him though?
No.
What do I do?
Ignore him the way we're ignoring it.
Why are you going
but
to
what I'm
all the way
saying is
over
that-
to the opposite end?
What I'm
Don't
saying is
respect
that,
him.
But why are you
what
being
I'm
cool with
saying
someone
is
that's
that
nasty?
if somebody is talking about something, I can listen to it without getting agitated and
But he's
losing
not talking
my
about your
mind.
religion.
Talking about your
This is
religion.
what I'm saying.
Why would you
He's
get
talking about
that?
your religion,
Even
that's
if he
why.
was, I wouldn't lose my mind.
No, but you wouldn't stand there and listen to him and promote him the way you're doing about us now.
I said your brains are wired differently.
No, but you wouldn't promote him like you're
A
praying
lot
now,
of Sikhs
though.
are like us as well, but a lot of Sikhs are like us as well. So it's not about Islam, it's a religion issue. It's a religion issue.
There's a difference. Sikhs might get angry, but Sikhs don't start threatening ISIS threats.
But Sikhs, you don't see. Sikhs don't mess around. Sikhs don't play, bro. You mess around with their book, they don't play. Sikhs don't play. Don't act like they're not. Sikhs will get it sorted out.
I didn't say that.
Look how the Quran comes out. That Quran doesn't come out.
Ask is your mouth.
That Quran comes out once in a while. You get me?
Where you going now?
No,
Don't allow him. He's talking shit. He's talking shit. He's trying to say Mohammed Tawweed's a racist. Mohammed Tawweed's extremist. No, he's not.
I'm with you.
There's a different difference. No, I understand who you guys are. You like the Shias.
No, but still, I know what you're trying to say.
Bro, when he throws the Quran on the floor, that's all our Quran, you
Actually,
feel
we're
me?
dealing with the Quran because he threw the Quran on the floor and he was back in time. So we're dealing with that.
Okay.
But
That's another
so
issue.
that's bigger. That's bigger.
I know that is bigger. That is bigger.
That's big.
That was big.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's what it was. We've been getting onto that, but I get what you're saying. I get it.
But as a conclusion, what I want to say is when he said he didn't allow the N-word to be displayed, he censored that.
But he
when
didn't
it
allow
came
the
to about
Quran.
Islam, he said himself, I'm hypocritical.
He said that when it comes to the N-word,
But there's no
it was
argument to be made.
I was different. But when it comes to the Quran, so he differentiated.
There's a line, and now we got.
And basically, I think it's
He tested his bounds, and we found out what the bounds were
Is it
today.
because black people are scary, Leon? Is that what it is?
No one messes with the blacks. No one messes with them over here, innit?
Can I just make a point here? Yeah, he was saying that if you're Muslim, you should ignore him.
But then what is he doing?
What you're essentially saying is If you disagree with him, don't acknowledge him.
But what are you
Don't
doing?
dialogue
But
with
what is he
him.
doing?
Then why are we dialoguing with anybody of a different idea?
I think certain brothers need to calm down as well, even the Sunnis and the Shias.
100%.
Yeah? End of the day, we need to respect each other.
I respect that,
yeah.
Stop mocking and allow this. Even the kuffar stop mocking. Even the Christians stop mocking.
Have good adab and akhlaq. Have good adab and
Dialogue
akhlaq.
without disrespect.
Have good adab
Even
and
when I
akhlaq.
was looking
I
at your
respect that, I
videos,
respect
yeah, I thought, yeah, you guys are mad. You do this and this.
But you saw what happened to my brother, right?
I see you got chased out the park. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It's better to comment yourself and see who are the good and what's. You understand?
No, I agree with
But
you.
there's a lot of
dialogue over disrespect.
But it's
Yes.
We should have dialogue, man. We
No
should have dialogue.
disrespect.
We should have decent dialogue.
As long as we have dialogue.
There's a lot of violence in the park and we gotta fix that, bro.
Raj is a snake.
No, I know what you're saying. I can see why anyone would say. But I was angry as well. Yeah, I know what
Go
you're
up to
saying.
Mohammed Tawi, kiss his ass, la 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 la.
I get it.
Then behind him, we'll backbite him.
No, I get it.
Yeah, Mohammed Tawi, he's fed up with this part now. Yeah. The brother, I'm telling you, he's genuine.
No, to be honest, Tawhid, like, obviously he's got a couple of things, but he
He's
does
got a
generally
couple
show
of things,
respect,
but at
yeah,
the end of the day, he's not no extremist. He's not whatever people wanna take apart from this.
No, I know. I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Right now, bro, look, the issue was that he said,
Yeah, I know this issue.
and then he said we should ignore them. But is he ignoring it?
I think there's something he's not realising. He said that the reason he will like talk to Tan and support him and put the videos up is because he wants to support freedom of speech. But he doesn't realise that by doing that, he's also supporting what Tan says.
No, not only that, he bigs him up. He bigs him up. Prophet Tan, he's my friend. So if someone's nasty, he should be.
Raj doesn't realise the implication of what happens if he does it.
Yeah.
The thing is, what's happened is Islamophobes have found somebody who's stupid enough to do it, and
Islamophobes
they're using him as a puppet.
You know what it is?
All the Islamophobes got their hand underneath the puppet show right now, and Tan's a puppet.
You know what it is?
You feel me?
You know what it is? Raj got cast away with certain Muslims didn't agree what he was saying.
And then he come
You
back.
know? He's not.
You come back with a thing, yeah, I'm with you.
You understand?
No, I'm with you. I'm
Some
with you.
Sikhs don't.
No, Sikhs don't
Most-
rate that.
most-
No
most.
Sikh will rate that.
He's an anomaly. I'm
Sikhs
gonna
rate
be
that behaviour.
that.
Sikhs
No,
don't like. Sikhs don't stand for that. Sikhs will never stand for that. Sikhs will never. Sikhs never stand for that behaviour.
Come out, trust me.
Sikhs never stand for that.
Bro, salam, man.
Bro, salam.
So you know what it is? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, bro. That's what it is in the park.
That's it. Hypocrisy in the park, innit? Double standards, innit?
Title that the video, yeah? Hypocrisy in the park. I respect that. Smash that. Salam, man.
Come take away everything from your humanity. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Why are you coming close to him? Because he doesn't show. Go away. Go away. Come and stand next to me. Freedom of speech. Come and stand next to me. Come on, just
If anyone puts their hands on Uncle Jamal, I'm backing him, innit? Anyone puts their hands on him, we're backing him. La ilaha illallah!